Hi, this is Pardesi. This is Melanie for the Pardesi channel. You're going to see how many ums I cut out of my normal videos. I'm trying this as a test on my first live stream. Hey, Meenakshi. So I'm just trying this out, so we'll see how it goes. And I know it's kind of late in India, but it took me a while to try to get this all set up. So, hi. Aruba again. So, anyway, I am really looking forward to seeing Bharat Ani Nenu tomorrow. So it's opening at 2 p.m. in Chicago. My partner Kartik, who lives in California, loved to thumb his nose at me and tell me that he is going to be able to see it at I think it's like 11 in the morning Chicago California time. So I'm like, but anyway, I'm going to see it the first showing that I can. And then I'm going to post a spoiler-free first impression. And then I plan to take some time to think about it and then post a more in-depth discussion with spoilers afterwards. So I have a volunteer commitment right after the movie. And so I will do a first impression, maybe right from my car, we'll see. And then we'll go from there. CJ, review Malayalam movies. I just got a message on Facebook last night from someone that Sudani from Nigeria is coming to Chicago this weekend, and I'm hoping to be able, if I can't see it this weekend, I will see it early next week. I'm excited that it is finally coming. It's interesting. It's not coming to the regular theater that plays Malayalam movies, so I'm really glad that this person sent me that message to let me know that there was going to be a special screening of it at a different theater. Let's see. Yes, somebody... did everyone see Karan Johar's tweet yesterday about this new film with Sanjay Dutt and Madhuri? Madhuri is coming back. I just saw a tweet that she just has gone to the sets in doing first look tests, and oh my gosh, it's going to have Alia Bhatt, Varun Dhawan, Aditya Roy Kapoor. Like, I am over the moon about this big film that's going to be coming out next April. Okay, let me look at some of the chats. Hello, everyone. Let's see. How am I? Catchy Larry. I am much better. Thank you. If you guys watched some of my videos for last week, you know I have asthma and I got this horrible virus. And in normal every day, it didn't seem so bad. But then when I was trying to talk for 10 minutes straight and do a video, I felt like I couldn't catch my breath. So I did go to the doctor, I got medicines, and I am much better this week. Thank you. Let's see. I know it's late. It's 11 p.m. in India. I will try to do at more better time if I do this in the future. Let's see. My favorite Indian movie. Oh my gosh, Rahul, that is so difficult. You know what? I just have to go back to Diwali Dulhania Le Jayenge. I mean, it's iconic. It is the one that started this whole obsession. It came on Netflix in the US, and because I like romantic movies, it was suggested to me. And I fell in love with Shah Rukh Khan. And so that is the movie that started this all. I did see Lagan, 16, 17 years ago, when back when Netflix was only, you got DVDs in the mail. And because it was a foreign language Oscar nomination, the Oscars are like my World Cup, my Super Bowl. I watched that Lagan DVD and I was just transfixed, but it was really hard at that time to find out more about Indian films. I think I watched one more Amir Khan film, maybe Dil Jata Hai, but it wasn't really until Shah Rukh Khan and Diwali Dulhania Le Jayenge that started this whole thing this last 4 years. Hello, Julian. Let's see. Is that books or Blu-ray stacked behind in the shelf? Everything behind me right now is books. Like, there's 2 more bookshelves on that side. The other side of the room is even more. I have tons and tons of books. I love romance novels. And one of my favorite authors you'll see I have 3 of her books behind me. Her name is Sonali Dev. She actually lives in my town. She grew up in Mumbai, and she is an award-winning romance author. So she has several books: Bollywood Bride, Bollywood Affair, and this is her latest one, A Distant Heart, and it's a sequel to A Change of Heart. But I did bring some DVDs because I'm thinking all about Mahesh this week. And so I rewatched one Nino Kadani last night. So I'll show you what other Mahesh movies I have. This was actually the first Mahesh movie I ever saw 2 years ago. And I became obsessed. And it wasn't the best film to be the first one because you kind of had to know, I don't know, just, his stardom to kind of get what they were riffing off of. But anyway, some of the other ones that I have Dukudu, Pokiri, of course, or no, Okadu, Pokiri, and Agadu. So, yeah, I am a big Mahesh fan, so that's why I am looking forward to Bharat Ani Nenu so much. Okay, let me look some more. Are you excited about Infinity War? I am excited about seeing it, but yeah, I'll be honest with you, I'm more excited about seeing Bharat Ani Nenu right now. Pranav, I know you are always right there commenting every time, and I appreciate it. And if I get a superb for you, I know it's like getting an A+ in class. I feel like I've really done something if I get a good reaction from you. Okay. Let's see. Somebody saw Swatatrium recently. I'm hoping that will come to Chicago in a week or two. We get Malayalam films delayed. Did you know that Manju Warrior mentioned about you in an interview? She did not know your name, but she said that Madame in reaction to the trailer of Mohan. No, I did not know that. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. I had no idea. Wow. Thank you. After Bahubali, are there any movies which you show to your children? So my youngest is 17, and he watched Dabang with me and Student of the Year. So the other people in my family, if they walk through the room, then they'll see something. But he actually, he is in something called show choir, which is like Glee, like the show Glee that was on, where it's competitive singing and dancing. And so I thought Student of the Year would be a good one for him to see. He was just amazed at all of the singing and dancing in that movie. So he is so busy, though, that he doesn't have time to sit down and watch movies with me. I see him about 5 minutes a day. Let's see. Have I read about the Indian National Film Awards? I have, and it was amazing how much acknowledgement the Malayalam industry got. I guess it's kind of, we could have expected because of Sri Devi's passing that she would get an award for Mom. I was a little disappointed. That Takeoff didn't get it, but there were so many other acknowledgments like Fahad Faisal. It was really awesome. And I'm looking forward to seeing some of the other films. I never did see Ghazi, which got acknowledgement, and Village Rock Show or Village Road Show. I can't remember. Anyway, it's playing in downtown Chicago actually this weekend, but I'm not going to be able to go in and see it. But that's one Bengali film, I believe, that got a lot of recognition, and I'm looking forward to trying to see. Yeah, I saw that the Kala release date got postponed, and actually it's better for me that it moved off because next weekend is horrible. My son, who I just mentioned, Ben, who has he's at a big musical at his school, and I have so many commitments, and it was going to be a real stretch for me to try to fit in a Rajnikanth movie in that week. So I am actually not disappointed that it's postponed a little bit, but I'm sure everybody else is dying to see it. Let's see. Somebody said October, highly positive reviews. It had almost failed at the box office. I agree, that's sad. It's not a film for everybody, but if you watch my review, it meant so much to me, and I felt it was so powerful. But I know it's one of those smaller films that maybe is not to everyone's taste. How much do I like Bajrangi Bhaijaan? I love Bajrangi Bhaijaan. I have seen it a couple of times. I own it on Blu-ray. It is just such a heartwarming film. I love that one so much. Let's see. Can you make a comment on Karishma Kapoor? I don't know what news particularly you're talking about. I do love her. I haven't seen many of her films, but Raja Hindustani, I mean, that is part of the whole reason that my channel is called Pardesi, because of that song and that movie. And oh my gosh, the kissing scene in that film. Oh, love that one so much. Do you have Indian food? We actually, yeah, I like to actually cook. I'm learning to cook Indian food. We have a sizable South Asian population in my town, and Pakistani. So we have everything from fast food kind of takeout to really nice sit down Indian dinners, Indian restaurants. And so I like to try all of them. We got I haven't been to it yet, but we got a new huge Indian grocery store called by the Patel brothers, and it's supposed to have one of those little auto rickshaws in it. So I'm from India, so I'm looking forward to go visit there. Let's see. Taxi Walla. Oh, is the new teaser out? Okay, I am. And English subtitles are available. Yay! Okay, 3 hours ago. I will definitely record a reaction to that. I saw the tweet yesterday that Vijay Deverakonda put out, and I was looking forward to see that. Devasuram, yes, I know. I've told you how many times that is one of my all-time favorite Mohanlal films, and I do need to just sit down and make a video review. Just know it affected me so much, and the dancing in it especially, and the music is so powerful that I take an Indian dance class, and I brought the DVD and made my dance teacher watch the film because she's from North India. She had never seen a Mohanlal film, and I'm like, you have to see this film. That's how much it meant to me. Let's see. I have not seen the Malayalam film Guru, so I have such a long watch list, but I will get to as many as I can. Do I watch TV series like Walking Dead or Game of Thrones? I'm so far behind. It's one that my husband, his obsession is Lord of the Rings. I mean, you could test him on every trivia. You would not even believe it. We visited New Zealand. We did a whole Lord of the Rings tour of the South Island in New Zealand. He is obsessed. So, but he is horrible about watching TV. So that's one that I felt like I should watch with him. We watched the first season. Believe it or not, that is all I've seen. I started in on the second, and now I'm so far behind. It's overwhelming. I started to watch Walking Dead. I watched 2 or 3 seasons, and frankly, it's just too gory for me. I just realized I'm not enjoying watching all this gory zombie stuff. So I don't follow a lot of TV series, maybe lighter fare like Jane the Virgin, and I loved Pretty Little Liars on HBO, and there's a new show called This Is Us, which is so melodramatic it's almost like Bollywood, where like you cry every single episode. Sean Pressa says, appreciate your love to Telugu cinema. I love, I try not to play favorites, but each regional cinema to me has like a different flavor, and I get different things out of it, and I do enjoy Telugu cinema. I guess I'm a little bit bloodthirsty, even though I don't like gory zombie films. I like the action and the machete fights, and some people make fun of how people fly through the air in the fights and whatever, and I just thought about, everybody watches superhero movies, and how different is it to watch something like Superman versus Batman or whatever, right? And those kind of fight scenes, and we don't think those are ridiculous, and Batman is not supposed to have superpowers, he is a man. So I don't, this is their superheroes of Telugu, right? So I don't have any problem with it. If people are going to fly through the air, it's entertaining and I enjoy it. And I just like, it gives me everything. It gives me the music, it gives me the dancing, it gives me the action, it gives me the motion. Let's see. How much is Alu Arjun popular in the States? To be honest with you, among the expat, the Desi population, he's probably somewhat popular. When I have gone to his films, it's certainly, when I go to Telugu films, they are the most filled theaters than comparing to go to Tamil or Hindi films. Now, granted, when I'm seeing those, they're released the night before. And so I'm going with an evening audience after work. If I go to a Hindi film, the first showing is a midday matinee. So how many people can go see a movie at 11:30 in the morning on a Friday? So, I don't often get a huge crowd. Let's see. But anyway, Alu Arjun films did have really decent crowds. Is Rajasthan the biggest success in the States? Yes, I think so. If you follow my friend Margaret Redlick, who has the site Don't Call It Bollywood, she does a box office in-depth analysis on her blog, don'tcallitbollywood.com. That's not something that I just watch what she's done. And also my friend Kathy Gibson of Access Bollywood. They both discuss U.S. box office figures and compare to how films do in Canada and so forth. And Rajasthan was a runaway success here. Let's see. Vignesh, I love your reviews. I would very much like you to watch. All right, I will add those to the list. Yeah, I will. Somebody says it's hard to watch this. It will you'll be able to watch it later. This is my first time doing it, but from what I gather, it will record, and then people who are not able to watch it live will be able to watch it later. I want you to interview Madhavan. Oh my gosh, when I saw that my friend Matt on Korkan Nala interviewed Madhavan, I wanted to wring his neck. I was so jealous. That would be my dream. And how sweet is Madhavan? First, he gives Matt Amazon Prime so that he can review the show. And then he does such a generous hour-long video, and it was such a wonderful conversation. If you haven't seen it, go to Korkan Nala and watch this wonderful interview. That would be my dream. Madhavan. Oh. Okay, let's see. What is your next Malayalam movie that I would love to watch? I'm hoping to go see Sudani from Nigeria, which is opening in Chicago this weekend, and I'm going to see it as soon as I can. Hi from Hyderabad. Hello from Chicago. Have you watched Z Nation? No, I have not. Please review Opam. If you check my blog, which I don't update that much anymore, but I did see Opam when it came into theaters, and I believe I have a review. It's called moviemavengal.com. I liked it okay. Of course, Mohanlal is always great. The movie is not my favorite of his, but I thought he was quite good. Sanjay, the biopic teaser for Sanjay Dutt is coming out next Tuesday. Woo! Oh, I'm excited about that. Yes. Prithviraj is collaborating with Sony. Yeah, I follow Prithviraj on Twitter, and I've been seeing him posting about the production of this film 9. I'm looking forward to seeing what that's all going to be about. He is such a kind of an intellectual, I don't know, he just does such interesting projects, and he picks really interesting films. I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to do next. Let's see. Trivikram is undoubtedly best Telugu dialogue. Okay, this is where subtitles sometimes fail me, and I don't know that I'm always getting the full impact of the dialogues, you know what I mean? And I know he's famous for them, and sometimes I'm not sure they're always coming through, and I'm really getting the full impact. Let's see. Ishwant says, I think Hollywood is very unlucky that they didn't get a chance to participate in Mohanlal. Well, at least he's made so many films that we have, what is it, over 300 that we have to choose from, which is wonderful. But I don't know if he would have enjoyed working in Hollywood. I think he is perfect in what he does. Richard says, I love your channel and your personality. Thank you so much. Yeah, I have all of these books. I go to these book conferences and they give away free books. So like, I wonder sometimes, am I ever going to be able to read all of these in my lifetime? But I chip away at them one by one. And then of course I have my Kindle and I have even more on there. Let's see. Pranav says, just finished cooking biryani and chicken curry. Do I like Indian food? Yes, I do. And I just got we have this thing called an Instant Pot. So it's sort of like a new kind of pressure cooker. And the first recipe that I had to make was butter chicken. So it was so good. Let's see. Vijay Devarakonda, Pali Chupulu. Okay. People keep asking over and over. I cannot find it online or anywhere with subtitles. And I'm just about down to break down and order a DVD from India. So that's, I think, what I'm going to have to do, because I have looked and I have looked. Enthusiasm doesn't have it. No one has it with subtitles. There doesn't seem to be a subtitle file that I can lay over YouTube. And I want to see it so badly. So I'm just going to have to order a copy. I have a couple other movies that I want to own on DVD that I think I'm going to have to order from India, like Angamali Diaries. I just want to own it. I want to rewatch. I haven't seen it since I first saw it in the theater, and I want to watch that amazing 11-minute tracking shot at the end over again. I just want to experience it again. And I don't own Kamari Padam, and that's another Malayalam film that I would love to rewatch. Let's see. My most anticipated movies for 2018. The newest one is Mahanati, like that's coming out next month. I am so excited. If you watched my trailer reaction to it, I didn't know anything about this actress that it's based on, and Savrati, and I've now watched a few of the wonderful clips that you guys have sent me. I'm going to post a reaction to one of the songs from Maya Bazaar later my time, Chicago Today. And she just has so much personality, and just reading her story on Wikipedia and her short life and how many things happened to her and how tragic her end was. And oh my gosh, the fact that Dulquer was in it, you guys know I love Dulquer, but then Vijay Deverakonda is in it, and like everybody that I could want is all in one movie. Like, oh my God, I can't even believe it. So, and I'm looking for Alu Arjun's next, and I don't really know I can't remember the title. The wedding one with all the women actresses in Hindi. I'm looking forward to that one really so much. Let's see. Abhimanyu asks, catching all these Indian films, do you get a chance to watch Hollywood? It is a challenge. I still haven't seen The Quiet Place, which is kind of the really hot movie right now. And somebody said, are you going to watch Infinity Wars? I will. Those are the kind of films my husband likes, the big superhero films. I go with them with my sons. And so I like to go with them as a family. I go to films by myself all the time. And for the Oscars, that's where it's really a challenge, those first couple months of the year when all of the Oscar movies are out. And I am trying, that's where a Movie Pass came in very handy. I pay a monthly subscription, and then I can see a movie a day for free. And so I try to see, but it is a challenge, and I'm behind on a lot of Hollywood films, but especially around Oscar season, I try to see as many of the films that are nominated as I can, but I don't see, I see more Indian films than I do Hollywood films in the theater. Let's see. I should explore some other Indian languages too. I know Hotstar has a lot of Bengali films. I don't even know where to start. So if you have a particular recommendation, maybe I can try one. Let's see. Nani's Pila Jamdar. Yes, I'm looking forward to that because those ladies in the theater said that was their favorite. And so I'm looking forward to seeing that one. Collab with Jabi Kawai. Okay, he has not ever asked me to collab, and I don't think I'm attractive enough to be on his channel to you. Yeah, I don't think so. He's in California, and I've only done one collaboration so far, and that's with Matt of Korkan Nala. I'm technically challenged and learning how to do this. I will tell you, I have something coming up. I'm doing a podcast with Shah Shahid of the Split Screen podcast. We're recording it next week, so I think it'll be out in beginning of May. So I'll let you know about that. But I'm looking forward to trying to do some more collaborations and expand my audience. But you guys can also help me by sharing my videos and spreading the word. Please, please, please watch Mahesh Babi. One movie. Okay. Guess what? I did. Last night I watched it again. So let's talk about it. It was the very first Mahesh movie that I saw. And I could tell, so this is 2 years ago, and I could just tell, oh my God, that first rock star scene, that this is a star. And I have to tell you, he has such screen presence in those rock concert scenes. He does a much better rock persona than like Ranbir Kapoor or Farhan Akhtar. And, you know, like I just found, and he is so cool in the action scenes. Now, this was a film that actually was better for me watching it a second time because it's really confusing. I think that's why maybe it struggled in the box office. It does, the plot gets really confusing because you never know what is real and what isn't real. And it was so interesting. Okay, spoilers. I'm assuming everybody has seen the film. But watching it a second time and knowing those opening scenes and how it was going to be shown that he was imagining that there were people there, there was all sorts of things that I noticed, like that the broken beer bottle that he thought he had stabbed someone with in the police station actually did not have blood on it. So many things. And I also have to tell you that I hated Kriti Sanon for years because of that film. That was her introduction film. And I hated her for the way she gaslighted Mahesh and played tricks on him. I absolutely hated her. It was only until Barely Ki Barfi, she was so good in that this summer, that I was like, okay, I forgive you, because I'm like, how, you know, it was so sudden that they finally do fall in love, because I'm like, how are you going to forget this girl for playing all these tricks on you? And I also don't understand, why was an investigative reporter at the hospital getting the whole rundown from the doctor? Like, are there any privacy laws at all with healthcare? Because that was so odd. That was so odd. But I think it's an amazing accomplishment of a film. It's something that you can re-watch and see different layers, and the way that it just plays such mind games with you. If you don't, and there's such iconic scenes. The scene, I think it's at the interval point where he's in the men's restroom with the one mafia guy with the ponytail, and he doesn't think it's real, and he actually shoots him. Oh my God. Like, there's so many fantastic scenes from that film. I really enjoyed the music. Now I know that particular music director from other films, and the soundtrack is so amazing. It's such a really good film. I'm glad it's kind of like one of those that maybe didn't do well in the box office, but is gathering momentum over time and appreciation. Let's see. Which movie industry is your favorite? I don't play favorites. I like them for different things, Hari. Malayalam films have sort of this realism to them, and so many female-focused stories. I like the big stars in Hindi. That was my first love. I love, like Mani Ratnam films and Tamil. I like different stars in different industries. And I to me, it's all subtitles. So it's not that I understand one more than another necessarily. I really do love them all. Let's see. I'm not waiting for the Mahesh movie. I am waiting for it. I'm going to see it tomorrow. Let's see. I have not watched Kanti, the Reservoir Dogs remake, and I know Tarantino especially gave it a shout out, which I thought was great. I won't miss Paradani Nanny. Believe me, I have already booked my ticket. 2:00 here, Chicago time. Have I watched young YouTube comment? I have watched some of the AIB guys. What was that one? The web series that was like set in an NGO that was hilarious. And I love Conan Gill and Biswar. So yeah, I watched some of it, but not a ton. lately. I know when you go to watch an Indian movie, almost all people are Indian. What is their first reaction on seeing you? It's kind of funny when I took my family, so there's 5 of us sitting in a theater to see Bahubali, and people walked in and they kind of like, oh, we watched in the wrong theater because there are white people, which is funny. And there was one where I wasn't sure I was in the right theater because they didn't have this sign correctly. And I asked, and they're like, no, this is the Telugu film. I'm like, I know it's the Telugu film. I'm like, is this? So I think they are surprised. They come up and ask me after the movie, did I like it? And then they're surprised that I actually know anything about it. Rajamouli's next part stars both NTR and Ram. I know. Oh my gosh. As a fan, what genre would you like them to explore? Anything Rajamouli wants to make, I'm going to be there with bells on, and I am just going to be anything he wants to do. Anything he wants to do. I mean, obviously, I don't know if Rajamouli wants to do another huge fantasy epic. I'm anything he wants to do. He's brilliant. I'm going to love it. Let's see. Please watch the Boomalata Telugu movie. Okay, I will add it to the list. Have you watched Sadma? Okay, no, I have not. And I didn't realize I was actually going through my DVDs, and I did not realize that I had a copy. And I don't remember if my friend Margaret loaned it to me or if I purchased it or what, but I found it at an out-of-the-way place where I didn't think I owned it. And so I know it's not it's the Hindi remake, but yes, I will be watching it. Let's see. If you watch Million Bazaar, you will get surprised how much they pictured at that time. Just the clips I've seen have been amazing. And I have seen Mughal Azam, and I love that so much. And I know that's kind of a similar era. And I'm looking forward to seeing this one. It has so many stars of the era, and it looks like it was really innovative for the time. And I do love old classic movies. That's one of the reasons why I love Indian films, because some of my first loves of Hollywood movies are things like Fred Astaire and Gene Kelly, movie musicals, old classic ones that had all the song and dances. And that's why Indian film appeals to me so much, because you still have that. When was your interest in this movie buff really developed? In childhood, teen? I've always loved movies, like for the Fred Astaire movies. This is before my family even had a VCR. I would get up at, like 2 a.m. because they were showing a Fred Astaire movie in the middle of the night, and I would get up to watch it. And then my husband and I went to different colleges. We met in the middle of college at a summer job. And so I was not going out to the bars with my husband. So I had all this time, and the college I went to, they showed maybe like $1 movies. And I just started going all the time because since I wasn't with my husband, we had this long distance relationship. I just started going to movies more and more and got used to going by myself. And for other people, that's really a struggle. They don't even understand how you could go to a movie by yourself, but I've been doing that since my college days. And so it's not a problem for me. But the Indian obsession, Indian film obsession is about 4 years ago. Tavino's new movie song has released. Oh, okay. I will look for that. Have I been in a theater where fans whistled, screamed, threw confetti yet for a Telugu? Okay. I think the biggest was for Bahubali, and I was right there screaming for Prabhas with them. Frankly, some of the audiences that are more sedate, I'm like, come on. I like it. But not to the effect of people standing up and jumping up and down like the videos that I have seen of opening day in India. It's nothing like that here. But there are whistles and hoots and hollers for some of the big hero entrances, especially for a Telugu or Tamil film. But mostly, I don't know, I think people are like, oh, we're in America, we should be quiet. And I kind of wish sometimes that I would get. And I also went to see I think it was Sultan I went to see an Indian movie theater with a packed crowd, and it was Eid, and everybody was all dressed to the nines to go to parties afterwards. And of course, Salman got a big whoop and holler for his entrance. Let's see. What are your thoughts on the National Film Awards? You know what? It seems to me, rather than the Oscars, where it's an entire academy of thousands of people voting, it's more like the Cannes Film Festival, where you have a special jury of distinguished filmmakers who vote on the films. So, but it does seem to have some politics in there too. And so I don't completely understand the whole system. It's wonderful that all the different industries do, and that I was especially pleased that the Malayalam industry got so much acknowledgement this year, because I felt like there were so many great films. And, so that I was really pleased about that. But there's some films on there, I was just, like Ghazi, I did not know really was that highly regarded. And so that's one that I'm going to have to go back and try to see. Let's see. Yeah, Fahad Faisal won supporting actor, which you guys know if you watch my review of the film, I don't know that I completely got all of that film, but his performance I thought was particularly good, and I was especially pleased that he was acknowledged for that. Let's see. Which Chicago location do you watch? Do I plan for meetups? No, I do not plan for meetups. I live in the western suburbs of Chicago, near where, there's several theaters where I can go to. There's one that plays Hindi movies, one that plays Telugu and Tamil movies that are very close to my house. And so it's not a challenge. For Malayalam movies, I have to drive on the highway about 40 minutes away. So, but it's worth it. It's worth it. So there's one particular movie theater in a town called Niles that has a variety of Indian films. Let's see. Proud to say Maya Bazaar is Telugu and make a video about the 16 things. Okay. I am planning on watching it. I'm hoping to see it. Kiravani got robbed for best background music for Bahubali. I love the music on Bahubali. It's really hard. The mom background music I thought was okay, but don't you feel like A.R. Rahman just constantly wins everything? I mean, he is the master. I've seen him in concert. He is the master, but sometimes I just feel like, yeah, give it to somebody else sometimes. Have I seen Urandata? No, I have not. Anushka Shetty's female-oriented movie, one of the best of hers till now. No, I have not seen that one yet, but I have heard other people talk about how good it is. Siva, hi. Thanks for watching. You're welcome. New movie reviews. Well, Baratani Nenu, and then I just discussed, like I said, one Nino Kadeni. I was a rewatch. Let's see. If you take top 10 best actors from India, Mohanlal and Mammootty will be on top. Your thoughts? Yeah, I have not seen as many Mammootty films as I have Mohanlal, but I would definitely say Mohanlal, he's definitely in the top 10 of all time. And Mammootty, the few films that I have seen, I have been particularly impressed with him. Some of his more recent films, not as much, but oh my gosh, he's definitely one of the greats. Let's see. Have I ever asked my American friends to tag along with you? Yes, I have. With the South films, yes. So, like Kathy Gibson, I have tried to get her. I told her she had to go see Bahubali. My friend Margaret Redlick, who is the Don't Call It Bollywood films, she had watched Hindi films for 10 years. She studied them. She has a master's degree about film studies. She's just amazing. You haven't seen her site. But she had not really watched regional films. And I was kind of the one that said, I told her she had to see Bahubali. And then if you've seen what she's done on her site, she's done in-depth, scene-by-scene analysis of every part of those two movies. She's seen them just as many times as I have. And now she regularly on her blog, she had never seen a Malayalam film. I said, well, she's the one that told me about Mani Ratnam. So I had seen some of his Tamil films. Also my neighbor who is from Tamil Nadu had told me. And so I saw OK Kanmani and then, told her she had to see that. Now she regularly reviews Malayalam films on Monday and a Telugu or a Tamil film on Tuesday. So I kind of feel like that I got her into some of the regional cinema. She felt like, oh my gosh, I know about Hindi. I'm going to be starting over with something new. How can I do that? And she, excuse me, she has seen more Malayalam films than I have at this point. Okay. Hey, you said you're from Chicago. I am from Chicago. You can probably hear it in the way that I pronounce things, Da Bears. If you want Saturday Night Live, let's see. Chicago. Hi from New Zealand. Hey, Nick. Please watch Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. It's a movie. Okay, a Mammootty film. I will add it to the list. Is there any craze for Hollywood movies? No. Well, just among the South Asian population that speak Tamil, so which is sizable in different areas of the country, and especially in my area of Chicago. There's quite there's different groups. There's people who speak Bengali. There's people that speak Malayalam. There's people who are from areas from Telugu or Tamil. So there's different movie theaters and more movie theaters that are playing Indian films, especially in urban areas in America. But it's not that white Americans are going to see these Indian films. They're not. Although I was interested to see that Owen Gleiberman of Variety actually saw the Mercury Tamil film recently and reviewed it. So that was quite unusual. I've met him at Sundance. I mean, he's a big time movie critic, and I thought that was really interesting. He knew who Prabhu Deva was and everything. Let's see. Is Samantha Joe Go's your friend? She's my internet friend. I haven't watched all of her videos, but I enjoy, she lives a couple of hours from me, so not very far, and I would love to do a collaboration with her at some point as well. How do you feel when you eat spicy Indian food? I get all red in the face. Yeah, I'm a little bit of a wimp about spice. Let's see. What is the website where she did review of Bahubali? It's called don'tcallitbollywood.com. I will put the link to that in the description. She also has a YouTube channel, but she doesn't have that many subscribers, but she really gets in depth in talking about box office and other issues. But definitely you should check her out. Speaking of her, so I don't know if you guys know, because I didn't do a special post on it, but I actually was mentioned in the Hindu newspaper a couple of weeks ago. I will put a link, and then my friend Kartik had his dad send me the newspaper from India. So the article was Tollywood Goes to Texas, and it was all about non-Desi fans of Indian film who review Indian film. And so this is Margaret, my friend Margaret up from Don't Call It Bollywood. And this is my friend Kathy from accessbollywood.net. She lives in my town as well. And then there was a guy, I think this is Josh from Texas. So it was a whole article about all of us. And I will put the link in the description after this post. But anyway, so yeah, both Kathy and Margaret were kind of my mentors when I was first starting out. Margaret was writing a master's thesis about non-Indian fans of Bollywood. And so she had a survey, and then we started emailing. And Kathy, I started running into in the theater. She has had her website, I don't know, for 8 or 9 years now, where she reviews Hindi films. So she sticks to Hindi. Like I said, Margaret started just Hindi and now does regional films regularly as well. But neither one of them can I convince. Well, I guess I did one or two YouTube videos early on when I would meet Margaret. She lives, I don't know, an hour away from me, and sometimes we'd meet at the Indian theater that shows Malayalam films. But they're Kathy has no interest in being on YouTube. I've tried. Let's see. Watch Kamal Hassan. Yes, he is a great thespian, and I have seen a few of his films, and I really enjoy them. And somebody sent me the link, and it was his very first appearance with Savitri as a child artist, and I'm blanking on the name of the film right now. Forgive me, but oh my gosh. Even as a little kid, he had such screen presence. Like, I couldn't believe it. So yes, he is an amazing actor. I haven't done a review yet. I just saw the one that was with Madhavan that he did. That was the remake of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. That one was quite good. Let's see. Prithviraj Ranam will probably release May 4th. Oh, thanks for that update. I did not realize it was coming out that soon. In terms of foreign films, Hindi followed by Telugu are the highest grossing non-English films in USA. Fun fact. Yeah, I would agree, because other foreign films, it's just kind of one-offs in certain specialty theaters that may show more independent cinema. You know, maybe there'll be a German film, but it's really becoming, maybe around the Oscar time, you know, you will see foreign films, but it's not usual to see, you know, let's see, German films or French films or Italian films regularly playing at normal American movie theaters. That's the kind of thing, like, I guess people go more and more to Netflix to watch. Have you heard of From Pieces of Work? Yes, I have. I'm familiar with some of these other YouTube channels. There's a lot of, you know, a lot of us now doing reaction. What do you think about Sukumar? I really like his films quite a bit. I think he's really talented. Have you watched any awesome movies like Fight Club? Okay, that's one of those movies that I'm kind of embarrassed that I have never seen. You know, it's like there's so many cultural discussions about, you don't talk about Fight Club. And I do like Edward Norton. I like Brad Pitt very much. It's just one that I haven't actually sat down to watch, and one that I need to. Kala Expectations. Rajnikanth will be awesome. Right? Like, I'm really looking forward to it. I know probably everybody's disappointed that it got pushed off a little bit, but like I said, next week is so busy for me that I was relieved that it's going to be pushed off to a time that's quieter in my life and I can concentrate on it. Have I ever been to India? Abasan John says, no, and it is my dream. I have done some world travel. Like I said, I have been to New Zealand and Australia and Europe. I'm going to Mexico next month, but I have never been to India, and I would love to. My neighbor, actually, next door neighbor is from South India. Her parents live in Chennai, and she had asked me at one point to go with her for a cousin's wedding, and the problem. It was a big holiday here in the States, and my sons were coming home, and I just felt like I couldn't go. Well, that turned out to be those huge Chennai floods, and her parents, like if we'd stayed with her parents, they had no power. So it's just as well that I did not visit at that time. You are the original movie buff. I don't know if I am the original, but I definitely am a movie buff. Any plans of inviting American fans to Bharat Ani Nenu? No, and I can't get my family to come with me. You know, I have invited some of my friends in my Bollywood dance class to see some Indian films. So I made sure that some of them are really interested in, and I'm like giving them DVDs of things to watch, and they are, you know, some of my American friends, I mean, they're interested because they're coming to this dance class, but I made them go with me to see Bahubali, and I showed them the first one so they'd be ready to see the second one in the theater. And we saw things like Amir Khan's Secret Superstar together. So, and I made sure, one friend, Carol, you know, I said, how much she was going to love Padmavat. I was like, this is one that you have to see for the big dances and everything. So I'm trying to bring them along, but yeah, it's because of the timing. Also, I mean, a lot of my friends work or whatever, and I'm going at 2 p.m. That's I'm free to do things like that, but not everybody else is free to do that. Stream is lagging a lot, so sorry about that. I will try to do an adjustment on. I don't know if it's the audio that's really off, but I will try to make adjustments. This is my first time. This is a test, and we will try to improve for next time. Does my family like Indian films? They tolerate them. I think they sort of enjoyed Bahubali, not nearly as much as I did, but then not many people did. And my younger son that I showed Student of the Year and Dabang, he really, especially Dabang, he loved Salman Khan. He loved that one. And so, but no, they just kind of, they walk through the room and I'm watching it. And like I said, my husband, I was watching the Mahesh Babu film last week, and my husband comes in, he's like, oh, it's big ears. I mean, they just tease me a little bit about it. So, but it's definitely, it's my thing. It's not, my husband has his own things that he's crazy about. You know what Dungeons and Dragons is? That's what my husband's thing is. He still, as a 52-year-old man, plays role-playing games like that, goes to conventions for that. So he has his thing. I have my thing. I collaborated with Bollywood Fools. Do you have any update on them? I don't. Kartik, who was behind the scenes at that time, lived in the Chicago area, and he knew that I was going to be going to see the second Bahubali film. I think I had posted on the Bollywood Fools Twitter something that I was going to the IMAX, and we were seeing showtimes one after the other. So we met in between, and he quickly recorded my spoiler-free reaction, and that's what started this whole thing. So that was almost exactly, a year ago. And Kartik was just like, you should come on the channel. You should do this more often, because as you can see, you put me in front of the camera, I can just go and I can just talk. And so, but it came to be challenging with the time change of them being in London and trying to send videos there for them to post. And it just made more sense to go solo last summer and have control over my own posting schedule and being able to post as many things as I want. And, but yeah, it was wonderful that they gave me that launching pad at the beginning with all the subscribers that they had to give me some exposure and give me a kickstart for my YouTube career. And I'm always thankful to them. And I think they've just, moved on to other things. Salam does, I don't know if he's still doing it, but he was doing a sort of a podcast with a couple of other guys, but not talking about Indian films, but talking about more like superhero films and TV shows and whatever. And it's like Real Talk at the Movies or something like that. So he may still be out there, but it's more of a podcast than doing YouTube. I think somebody says Surya will be a good movie. I'm hoping so. I am really looking forward to doing it. Let's see. Please watch and react to philosophical films and contemporary films from India. Like what? Do you have a suggestion? I thought October, frankly, was kind of philosophical, but I'm not that much of an intellectual. I guess I like pop culture and more mainstream kind of things, and don't necessarily seek out super, super arty films all the time, but I'm open to it. I'm just maybe not that deep. Sudakan, hi, I'm back. Okay, let me see. All right, so we have talked for almost an hour, and oh, thanks, you're putting some titles up. George, Telugu film, who are waiting to die and find a degree of romance and love and loneliness. Okay, What are your expectations of 2.0? I am so excited for Akshay Kumar to be the villain. Like the scenes of what he's going to look like. Oh my gosh, the two of them in a movie together. I'm really looking forward to it, and I know, when it's someone like Rajnikanth, they can just garner all the resources and the best technical people, and it just is going to be top notch. You know what I mean? When I saw Robot, it blew me away. It blew me away, and so I'm really looking forward to seeing how they're going to move the story forward and what they're going to do with the sequel. Pranav talking about seeing Maya Bazaar. Yeah, I agree. I think, it was so interesting when I said, is there a particular film of Savitri that I should see? And every single person, that was the one, because it has everyone in it that's going to be probably represented, by their grandchildren and whatever in Mahanati. And so I feel like, yeah, that's the one that I have to make sure. I only have a couple more weeks, but that I have to make sure to see it. Who is Kartik? He seems to be friends with Jabi too. He does not work for Jabi. They live in California. They have met, but Kartik has not been on Jabi's YouTube channel, but they have met. And Kartik was like behind the scenes for Bali Fools. He's the one that encouraged me to form this YouTube channel. He will send me on through WhatsApp. He will send me and let me know about certain upcoming trailers or whatever that I might not be aware of. And he can send me a voice message and occasionally correct my pronunciation. So, but yeah, he doesn't work with Jabi. Let's see. Who is Kartik? And yeah, I'm not sure who's informing Jabi. And I know Jabi is the problem with the Telugu trailer reactions is that some of these companies are, although I had that with Baggy 2, I had my first copyright strike with Baggy 2. That's why I did not review it. I did not go see the film. It's my only copyright strike doing the trailer reaction. I was like, seriously? And but Telugu films, it can be dicey of getting copyright strikes. And I think Jabi, for a while, was just not doing regional cinema trailer reactions because he did not want to run into issues of this. And for him, everything is, I'm willing to go if something doesn't get monetized, I'm okay. But I think he was having a lot of issues with, if you post something with a trailer that's Telugu or Tamil, then the YouTube creator doesn't get the monetization for that video. And that's Jabi's living. This is a hobby for me, but this is Jabi Kuwai's living. Yeah, my background says how much I love books. Yeah, I know. It's a little obsessive. Collaborate with Korakad now. Yeah, I would love to do another collab with Matt. He's going through a lot where he's just the time for him to get video content out, and he's doing these live streams and everything. The poor guy works like 3 jobs. It's amazing. But yeah, I would love to work with him again. Pranav is giving me another Sri Devi movie to see. I'll try to add that to the list. Please watch Mayanadi from Ashiki Abu. So is that a song? Is that a new song? Any plans or reactions to songs? Real talk. That's a little bit of a challenge because, again, I'm nervous because I have 1 copyright strike. I'm a little bit nervous about reacting songs because you're more likely to get a copyright restriction or possible strike for a song because the audio immediately comes up on the YouTube algorithm. So I've been a little bit, there's a 90-day window for copyright strikes. And so I'm a little bit nervous until my one for Baggy 2 passes away. I'm not getting any more strikes. But I will try to look into possibly doing some new songs. I just saw Karen Johar was posting that there's a new song for Razi. So maybe I will try to do a reaction to that. Okay. Watch Mayanadi starring Tovino. Yes, I did. Oh my gosh, what a wonderful film. Okay, so we have talked for almost an hour, and I hope you enjoyed this first live stream. It's something I'd like to do again, and I will try to get better at it, and I will try to figure out if there was technical difficulties. We'll see how this worked. I'm sure depending on your internet speed, maybe it lagged and buffered sometimes, and maybe that was frustrating. But if you watch it again, maybe as just a regular YouTube video rather than live, maybe you'll be able to catch parts that maybe you had to miss. So thank you again for joining me here, and look forward again, like I said, to Barata ni Nenu, both a spoiler-free and a spoiler review coming up later this week. Bye.